Hey everyone, this is Certified High Performance Coach Michelle Weimer here with you today for a little Wednesday wisdom. And we are continuing our conversation today in regards to character. And, last week we talked a bit about how someone's character is really defined out a lot by the actions that they demonstrate in their life. And so today we're going to take that conversation a little bit farther because the truth is it's easy to have great character when things are going good, um, when life is good, when you're happy, when things are going well for you and moving along. I mean, that's not hard, but strength and character, or it isn't just about how much you can handle when things are going good, or even when things start to fall apart. But it's like how much can you handle before you break, and how much can you handle when you've broken? Like when you show up during times of struggle and difficulty, that's when a lot of your true character really comes out. And I mean, not to say that we don't demonstrate character traits when things are going good, because of course we do. But again, like that's easy, right? It's easy to be kind and pleasant and thoughtful when you're happy. But when you're miserable, or when you're struggling, or you're having difficulties in your own life, becomes a little bit harder, right? So whether those difficulties that you're dealing with or the struggles that you're having are simple things like just a super busy workday and you're stressed out, or life-altering events that really can tear you apart on the inside, like it doesn't matter what it is, how we show up demonstrates a lot of our character and our resilience and our ability to handle those struggles. So think about that for a second for your own self. How do you show up in the face of adversity, right? How do you show up when you're not having a great day, when you're struggling with something, when you've failed at something, when you're being challenged, or you're having some difficulties in your life, when you're super, super stressed, when you're overworked and overwhelmed? How are you showing up then? So I met a woman recently and I was having a conversation with her, and she was really just a sweet, kind, caring woman. And as I kept talking with her, she started telling me her life story, and I was shocked because it's just full of struggle. And she was going through some really, really difficult things in her life now, and throughout her life she's had difficult struggles. And I just thought it was so interesting because I would have never known that about her because of the way she shows up. Like how pleasant and kind she is, how caring and giving that she is. Those characteristics, those character traits that she displays were nowhere near where I thought that she was in her life, right? Like what she was dealing with. So I thought it was really great because, I mean, not great that she's going through those struggles, but like really great to see that she was able to um, take that adversity that she had, and instead of making that her life or her excuse for being negative, or doubtful, or sad, or miserable, or taking it out on others, she was quite the opposite. She was letting her true character shine through, and she was really a picture of strength and courage and kindness and love and hope. And I thought that was so cool because isn't that the role model that we'd all like to be, right? So, again, thinking about you in your own life, think about times when you've had struggles. Again, whether it was a simple problem to something, maybe more life altering or difficult. Like, how did you show up? And now, don't get me wrong here. I realize that sometimes that initial response, it's tough. It doesn't mean that you don't deal with what's going on for you, but do you bounce back after a setback, or do you let it define you? I was thinking the other day as I was preparing for this, I was thinking those students this year who, the class of 2020, who many of them didn't even get to have their graduation, I thought they could let that situation define them, and it can become part of their character, a negative, like woe's me, like this happened to us or this happened to me. And they could be bitter, they could be angry, and they could give up on a lot of things because of that adversity. But they could also do something very different with that. They can be like, they could be resilient and recognize, like, we went through this coronavirus at the end of our senior year, we missed out on so much, and it showed me that I can be stronger, that I can be courageous and still keep moving forward in the face of adversity. And like, isn't that a better character trait to have in life, especially those kids moving forward in their life? Like, that's much more strong character than the opposite of being a victim of your circumstances or giving up or, being negative about a situation. So I mean, what a great opportunity for them to learn and grow from that. Not to say it didn't suck or it's not bad, right? We all face struggles. Again, like every one of us, we can all say we have our stories of struggle. But how do you behave during those times of struggle? How do you bounce back after those setbacks? How do you handle adversity? Those show strong character. And I really want to encourage you to think about that, because the truth of the matter is people are watching, right? You are a role model for someone. You've heard me say this before, whether it is your children, your spouse, your coworkers, the people that you lead in your community, whatever the case, people are watching you and they need role models. We need people right now who show the kind of character traits that we want to help generate throughout not only our personal lives, but our professional lives and throughout the world. So how you show up in the face of adversity is a really great example of to teach people how to handle struggle, how to handle failure, how to handle setbacks. So be that, right? Like that strength and character, and that goal to be that best version of yourself and have the characteristics that you want to possess as an individual of a high achieving individual. Like, what do you want those things to be, and not just when things are going good. Okay, so that's what I want you to think about today. Not just when things are going good, but when things are not going so great. And maybe you can think about somebody that you know who's a role model to you in that. Again, the woman that I met recently, she was a great example for me. She kind of triggered something in me and helped me remember that no matter what your struggles are, you can still be kind to others. That no matter what your struggles are, you can still have hope. And I thought that was such a beautiful thing. So she, a complete stranger, became a model to me and reminded me of that. So you never know, again, who you're going to touch and how you're showing up is going to affect someone. So think about that this week and really strive to be that best version of yourself, not just on the days when things are going really great, but also through your own times of struggle. Okay, so I want to thank you for joining me this week again. I hope you find value in this video. Please feel free to leave a comment and share your thoughts with me, and I will look forward to speaking with you here again next week for another Wednesday Wisdom. Thanks again, and bye for now.